It's that time of day. It's Saturday, November 18th, and you're up with the Myles Revolution. Of course, you might be sleeping in and watching this later today, and that's okay too. I don't expect everybody to get up early, especially on a Saturday morning. But, I have a project that I want to get done or got to get done, and many things to do today on Saturday. So, this is another busy day. But getting on with things, let's go to a news headline here first. And this is kind of surprising for perhaps a lot of people. Um, Buffy Sainte-Marie. This is the person who was known for the song Love Lift Us Up Where We Belong. The song from An Officer and a Gentleman. So she got the Academy Award for the Best Original Song here. However, her part of her claim to fame is that she claimed to be indigenous or Indian descent, and it turns out that her birth certificate has been examined, and she was born to parents who are of Italian and European descent. So she actually has no Indian in her bloodline whatsoever. It's okay if you support the Indian culture, and that's all good. And she did a lot for it. But what boils down to is some of the things she got credit for was not really actual because she is not an Indian whatsoever. Um, but we still respect the work that she did, and we do respect the Indian culture. Um, and that's that. She's just not an Indian, she's European. Here's a clip from one of my music videos. Did last year. We actually filmed this in this lighting tunnel, and you really can't necessarily see me hopping around in the video, but you can go to my YouTube channel, go to the Myles Revolution channel on YouTube, and view this chestnuts roasting on an open fire, which I actually filmed in my front yard. And at some point, I'll give you some history about this house and how we ended up with such a big house and not even having that much money. So that's another story for another day. Um, Next item. Let's show you how I made those hoops. Um, so these are actually just PVC pipe, and the lights are stretched onto them or wound around them. And I'll give you some, you can kind of see them there in the dark. I made this morning. This is the rebar that I actually pound into the ground uh, and put those PVC pipes on them, and that's how I hold them in place. And these are about 2 feet in length, and I do pound them a little ways into the ground so that they stay up. And then I just simply slide the tube onto the rebar, and there's one on each side, and that's what keeps the hoop up for display. This is I believe, a 3/4 inch piece of PVC. This is found in the electrical section of your local home improvement department. And you want to get this because then you don't need any fancy connectors, because it has this one big end. And I use two lengths, two 10-foot lengths, and I put them together, and then I stretch them over the sidewalk. You want to have them about 5 feet, 6 feet apart as far as the stakes go, so that your hoop stands straight up. Then I just put a string of lights. One of these, this is the $2.98 variety from Walmart. Depending on where you go, you can get LED. These are incandescents. But I use these ones because they're cheap and they break. Every year I have to replace a handful of my strings because they always get messed up somehow. I don't know how. Perhaps the light string termites come and eat them or something. I don't know. But in any case, they always get broken. So every year I have to replace several of the strings. But I just wind these around. I put one piece of tape on the top and one piece of tape on the bottom of each pull. And that's how I keep the string on. And it actually makes quite a nice effect here if I add this to the stage here. And that's how I get this tunnel effect with all these lights on it. So you can do it. It's cheap. It's a good decoration. And I actually, to be honest, I didn't invent it. It actually came from a neighbor when I lived in Oregon, and they put these hoops across their sidewalk, and I said, "Hey, that's a cool thing. Let's do it." And so I ended up just doing the whole sidewalk. And last but not least, this is what we're going to be involved with today.
It's most of the time a short term, but also with a consideration of building long-term self-reliance.
And we do think of them as separate, humanitarian welfare.
Well, in any case, whoops, there it is. Let's get their real voices in here. Stop it. We'll start it again here. Turn the sound on, rewind it, and press play.
It's most of the time a short term.
Well, I don't know what's going on there, but for some reason, there is no audio. Oh. Is it working now?
But there's not really a bright line.
There we go.
In fact,
let's start this over again. Wow, that was really impressive. I don't know what's going on here. So let's start this video again.
It's most of the time a short term, but also with a consideration of building long-term self-reliance.
And we do think of them as separate, humanitarian and welfare, but there's not really a bright line between them. In fact, in the welfare, a lot of the welfare food products that we produce this year went to food pantries to bless everyone, not just members of the church.
So what we're going to be doing today is we're actually going to be picking up and delivering some of these commodities today and delivering them to church members. And I do want to reiterate that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has two different arms when it comes to this welfare humanitarian. One is they provide welfare assistance to help people become self-sufficient, so not dependent on the system, but just to get them by for a short period of time, helping them to become self-sufficient and be able to provide them for themselves. The other arm is humanitarian, and that is where the church donates to specific programs. So it doesn't donate to individuals directly. It only donates to humanitarian efforts and food pantries and things like that. And that's what the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints does as far as their welfare and humanitarian department goes. And they have been known to donate millions and millions of dollars. I think it's upwards of like $900 million. I mean, it's a lot of money. I don't quote me on the amount, but I think that's pretty close to what they've done. I don't know if that's a year or over a period of 10 years or what it's been. I got a hair in my face. That's really annoying me. I don't know why, but oh my goodness, it's got to go. There, I got it. So I think. How embarrassing. Here I am playing around with my face while I'm trying to do a broadcast. Anyway, yeah, this humanitarian thing is what the church does a lot of. And once again, that's what I'm going to be doing this morning for my project, is picking up and delivering a bunch of these commodities. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday, and whatever you got planned today, I hope it goes well for you and things fall into place. And if you have a hurdle to jump, I wish you success in jumping your hurdle. Have a nice day.